This is the NFL show to be named later.
Foosball and whatever you call it with them gargantuans.
Starring TJ Weber, Zach Zook, and Big Web. Brought to you by Brews on the Balcony.
Welcome into Week 17 of the NFL here on the NFL show to be named later. I'm TJ Weber. To my left, in studio, is Big Web. Big Web, how are you?
Good afternoon. In studio. How about that?
Pretty crazy. I'm not really used to this. This is kind of nuts.
I love
then you
it.
got the one and only Nick Yale.
Whoa! What?
Nick Yale in studio for the NFL show.
Wow!
Pretty
Look at
crazy.
That. Look at that.
Not used to it at all. Zach Zook will not be in today, but we do have his picks. So Nick will be picking with us.
Hey, finally, I'm
second
undefeated.
week this week, great.
My
Or
lock-
second week this year.
Hey, don't tell him that. I'm undefeated in the lock of the week. I'm 1-0. And TJ, my fantasy team won last week, so I win my fantasy championship.
Hey, good for you. Anyway, so moving on.
You lost yours. You didn't
I did lose
disclose
mine.
that information.
I'm pretty salty. It was close. It was a good game.
Hate to see it.
So week 17, this is going to be interesting, boys, because this is the week that you get the sit downs, you get the teams getting ready for the playoffs. You don't know really how to bet it sometimes.
It's kind of a crapshoot.
It's kind of a crapshoot on some of these.
It's a mess. It's what it is. It's a mess.
It's an absolute mess. So we'll see what happens with these picks. But real quick, let's go through them a little quicker than we usually do because we got a lot of games to get to on Sunday. They're all on Sunday this week. We have, first of all, last week, me and Big Web tied for the lead on the panel with 9 wins. Zach gets 7. So I'm still the king at 119. Zach at 112. He is now in second. Big Web at 110. He's in third. The winner of Week 13, Andrew Sherping, who is a loyal listener to this show. He got 11 wins last week.
Andrew, the football expert.
Andrew, the football
Congratulations,
expert.
Andrew.
So congrats to Andrew. I believe it's his second week that he's won this season, maybe third. So that puts us with the overall standings. It's getting good, fellas. And we got it all the way through the Super Bowl, as we mentioned. Blake Stumpf last week gets 11. He actually was tied for the high with Sherping. So they both tied with 11 total. No, they didn't. I'm looking at week 1. No, Sherping got 11. Blake got 7. Whoop-de-doo. There you go. But Blake, Mark Hessler, and Tammy Wrestler all tied for number 1 spot with 123 total picks. Matt Jamison, one back at 122. He is in 4th. I'm in 5th with 119. I'm still in the thick of it with everything. And then Kyle Stump, 117. He's in 6th. Wedwick and Zach Daly are both in 7th with 115. Kevin McClory in 9th with 113. And finally, tied for 10th, Jordan Shrimp and Zach Zook at 112. Big Web's not even in the top 10
Not
anymore.
even the top of the 10.
We
What the fuck do
we
you
like
think
to
about
leave
that?
a little room for the listener at the top of the page.
Is that, you can, okay, that's how you want to excuse it?
No.
Are you saying you're throwing your picks?
Let
Yeah.
me tell you something. I'm responsible for the pick 4 and specific picks, not this blanket picking. It's a tough league. I pick the picks that are pickable.
Pick the picks.
Picks the picks that are pickable.
Picks the picks
Say
that are
that
pickable.
10 times fast.
So there you go. So that's our standings as we go into Week 17. And locks-wise, we should just skip it. Holy shit.
The lock has had a major padlock on it. And
Yeah.
what do you call that other lock? Slide lock, and basically like an armory in the last couple of weeks. But hey,
Yeah.
you know,
But hey,
we're still over 500.
that's the
I'm
type of
undefeated. I'm 1,000.
Nick's 1-0, but he doesn't pick all week or all year, so it doesn't really count.
Strategic. It was strategic.
I lost. I had Chicago last week. No, I didn't. I had San Francisco last week. Lost. Zach had Houston last week. Lost. Big Web had Tennessee.
That Houston
Lost.
game was tough.
and that sucked. So did the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
And they still almost got the cover at the end with the pick 6, and they still lost by
What was
it?
the
A point
line
and a
on
half?
that?
It was 10.5.
On
They
Tennessee
lost by
game?
9.
Oh,
They lost by
fuck.
9, yeah.
That's
Or they
brutal.
won by 9, and they needed to cover 10.5.
Yeah, but there was a couple other things that happened earlier in the ball game that screwed the pooch.
Yeah, well, you hate to see it, but
You hate to see it.
I moved to 6-9. Dad's at 9-7, and Zach, who was at 8-2, is now at 8-8.
Do you know how many people picking against the spread with one lock a week are more like 5-12
Yeah.
kind of
I
deal?
would
Yeah.
say the vast majority.
I'll take a 9-7 right now.
9-7 is
I'm
not
gonna
bad.
finish the season winning with a winning season.
Yeah.
And
Me
later
too.
on, I'll get my calculator and figure out my percentage after week 17.
So will Nick, but
I could either
who's
finish
counting?
undefeated or 500.
See?
Nice life for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's no negatives here.
No, not at all. Best 4 plays last week. Big Web again goes 2-2. Kansas City minus 2.5. They lost outright. Chicago covered at the last minute. Pittsburgh covered, and Tennessee did not cover. So he goes 2-2. 35-29. You've been 2-2. It's been kind of a normal thing for you.
Yep, but 2-2 has been my bad weeks. So I'll take that because it keeps climbing my average. That doesn't climb my average, but it doesn't drop it either.
Right.
So I'll take that right now
Good.
in the doldrums of the league.
Don't say doldrums. Just
Well,
Good
it's just
word,
the
I like
doldrums
that.
of the season. Here we are.
Doldrums is a great word.
Here we
kinda
are. Here we
fancy,
are. Week
fancy.
17. 3/4 of the top players are going to be sitting their ass on a bench. It's the doldrums, man.
The doldrums.
I don't like that word. It just seems like you're trying to be too fancy over
Wah,
here.
wah.
Just because you don't read, TJ, doesn't mean he can't use big
I
words.
do read. I read all. I just
No,
don't
you
read novels.
You haven't read a
Because
book.
just because I don't read novels
You
doesn't mean I
haven't
don't
read
read.
a book since 6th grade.
Dude,
Shut
I
the fuck
read.
up.
I read all this shit.
And there you have it, a little taste of Brews on the Balcony,
Yeah.
right in the middle of the football.
You wonder why
Damn.
Nick's not. I can only get
Yeah.
two. I can only get.
Can't get enough of me.
I can only get Nick 2 times a week, not 3. That's why we don't have him on the NFL show. Again, guys, you're always welcome to get involved. 314-877-8597 at Balcony Brews Pod on social media. Let us know who your Super Bowl picks are. After this week, we're going to be putting out a bracket for the playoffs.
Right on.
So you
Nice.
go ahead and pick your winners. It's nothing against the spread. It's just who do you think will win the Super Bowl. We'll put that out, and hopefully we get a lot of response from that. Let's move into Week 17 of the NFL. All Sunday games, all the time. No Monday, no Thursday, no Saturday, nothing. All Sunday on the final week of the regular season. We start out in Foxborough as the Jets head out to New England. The Patriots are minus 13.5 whopping points. This is where it gets tough. I'm going to continue to try to look it up and see who's playing and who's not. It's going to be tough to pick because, honestly, a lot of these teams decide at the last minute whether they want to play their starters or not, or if they
Right.
want to play them the entire game. If this spread stays the way it is and the Patriots play with everybody for the majority of the game, I'm going to take them minus 13.5. The Jets are a scary team to play against because they always play up to their divisional opponents. But New England at home, minus 13.5, I'll take them in this one. They need to get a win going into the playoffs.
This is a crazy situation because when you have teams that need to do something, but they're scoreboard watching,
Yeah.
and the same damn game they need to watch is at 1 o'clock also, or
Right.
we're looking at Eastern time here, but it's also a noon game, and you're sitting there scoreboard watching, and all of a sudden they look up, and the team that they need to beat is down by 30 or something, so they quit playing. They pull everybody out and they quit playing. So it's really tough to judge right now. But I tell you what, 13.5, New England should be trying to goose their offense for the playoffs and getting ready. I think they're going to throw the football. The Jets, Belichick against a rookie quarterback. He's game planning against them. Let's go New England also minus the 13.5.
I'm taking the Jets here.
Taking the Jets.
I'm taking the Jets. They played great last week, and New England played crappy last week. So they were looking off their game. That's all I'm saying. They're scoreboard watching. Give me the Jets.
All right, so Pats for me, Pats for Dan, Jets for Nick, and Zach also going with the New York Jets. So,
Jets, Jets,
they're
Jets.
split right down the middle. I don't hate that pick. That'll be an interesting game.
Right, me neither.
Moving on to Jacksonville against Houston. As Jacksonville has nothing to play for, Houston still has a little bit to play for. They're minus 7.5 points at home. I'm going to take the Texans in this one. They're another team that fell off a little bit after that huge win streak. They have not won since the win streak was snapped. They lost to Philly last week. And they just continue to kind of fall off. But I still think they're a very, very interesting team that will make some strides in the playoffs. But just like the Patriots, they need to win before the playoffs start. So I'll take Houston. I think they'll cover the 7.5.
Houston, even with their 0-3 start, still has a chance to win this division.
I know.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe that. Jacksonville, our Super Bowl pick of the preseason, Houston's offensive line is such crap. I can't believe Watson gets done what he gets done in there. I think Jacksonville's going to put a rush on them and try to play football. I don't know why. I just got a gut feeling. I think 7.5 is too much. Give me the Jags.
In this one, Houston, did we get a ruling on Demaryius Thomas? He out? He's done for the year? Right?
I do not know that.
I think he was. Yeah, 1 day ago was placed on IR. So Houston needs to win this one. They got screwed that last week, and I think the Houston offense is just going to be too much. The Jags, they are my team. They are hopefully going to draft Drew Lock in the draft from Missouri, but they looked like shit. Jaguars have looked like shit all season long. Houston with something to play for, I think it's going to be too much.
So I was mistaken. They did beat the Jets in Week 15, so they have not lost 3 straight, but it was a close game, 29-22. But they've lost 2 out of the last 3, and they go to Jacksonville, or they host Jacksonville, so it should be fun. Everybody has Houston except for Dad. He has the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's right.
Moving on to the next one. Another noon game on Sunday. Miami heading out to Buffalo as the Bills are minus 3.5
Said another noon
points.
game. They're all noon games.
No, they're not. There's a lot of 3 o'clock games.
Oh, I thought they're all Sunday games.
Okay, so Buffalo, anyway, will host Miami before Nick rudely interrupted me. At home, Buffalo always plays up to their competition. I'm going to take the Bills in this one. Miami out of the playoffs now officially. They're not really fighting for anything. Buffalo, it's a home game. The fans are going to be rowdy, so they're going to have just a little bit more to play for because they want to win the last home game of the season, last game period. So give me the Bills.
Gentlemen, there's a handful of crap games on the board this week. This is one of them. But Buffalo hasn't had much to play for the last couple weeks. They've been playing football. I mean, this quarterback's aggressive, and they get going. I love Buffalo here. I think Miami's sunk. I don't think they're going to be playing Tannehill anymore. I think he's gone after this year. And the coach is questionable whether he's going to be back for Miami, and they got to go north. Give me Buffalo minus the 3.5.
I'll take Buffalo here as well. Miami, again, when they're playing on the road in that cold weather, I think Buffalo has the advantage, even though their quarterback situation is god-awful and their offense is one of the worst in football. I think they still cover there.
All right, so everybody going Buffalo except Zach. He goes with the New York. No, I'm sorry. That was the first pick. He's going with Miami. That's where he's going.
Miami.
Miami.
See that?
Miami Dolphins.
South Beach, man.
South Beach. He's a South Beach guy.
South Beach guy through and through. Atlanta and Tampa as the Bucs are minus 1.5 points on Sunday. Tampa consistently is one of those teams that I think has just let it go. I think after they were knocked out and after they had that little stretch where it was Fitzmagic, then Jameis came back, had a couple good games after he took over for Fitzpatrick. Since then, he's been pretty shitty. So I'm going to take Atlanta. They want to finish out right, and also they're obviously fighting for their coach to stay. Dan Quinn needs to win this game, or he's going to get canned. I think he might get canned regardless, but it's a big game. It's a division game, and they need to win this. So I'm going to take Atlanta.
How'd you like to be Tampa right now and knowing a Tampa fan, and you know that Winston, who they try to get rid of, kind of is going to be your future. He's going to be your quarterback of the future. I mean, until draft day, you don't know what the heck's going to go on with Winston. So, and I just think Atlanta is underachieved all year. It's only 1.5. So, I mean, they're getting 1.5 for crying out loud. Give me Atlanta down in the warm weather in Tampa.
Sorry, the wife's calling me, and she says it's urgent.
Hi,
I hate
Laura.
to stop it. I'll put her on a show, too.
Yeah, put her on the show. I'll take my pick here.
She's got to make a pick, though.
Hey,
Yeah,
Laura.
she's got to make a pick. Atlanta, Tampa Bay.
What's up?
Laura, what's your pick?
What, hold on.
I left your voicemail. You're home.
I'm at home. What's up?
I was going to see if you could go through the pantry real quick just to let me know what I need.
You got to go to the pantry, TJ.
We're recording the NFL show right now. You're on the air, by the way.
We need
we need
eggs.
a pick. We need a pick. Atlanta or Tampa Bay? Do you like the Buccaneers or the Falcons more?
I like Falcons.
Falcons.
Good pick.
Likes the
They
Falcons.
got a
All
good
right.
offense.
And you need some Dorito chips and more beer.
What do you need me to do now?
If you had a second, I was going to see if you wanted to go through the pantry and fridge just to let me know what I need to
Go
know.
in the pantry.
Go ahead, TJ. We'll carry it. Go
I'll,
for
I'll
it.
rant. I'll
All right,
rant
well,
about.
Go ahead and here. The picks are on the screen. You guys are on Detroit Green Bay after this.
We got
Okay, Detroit Green Bay. Okay, so back to the Atlanta Falcons Tampa Bay game. Now the Falcons have a great offense in Matt Ryan, and even though with that explosive offense, he made a great point. Jameis Winston's going to be too. And he's just not a good quarterback. I just don't think he's a good quarterback. You know, Mike Evans is a great wide receiver, but they don't have any run game, and their defense is subpar at best. So I got to go Atlanta here, minus 1.5. I don't know what Zach took because he is the picture over there on the board. We gotta wait. We gotta wait till TJ comes back for that one. Next game though, we got Detroit and Green Bay.
Detroit at Green Bay. This one up at Lambeau. Green Bay's giving up 7.5. I got a funny feeling, Green Bay's done, but they like to play good football in front of their fans. But I'm still going to take Detroit in this one. Stafford was able to move the football a little bit last week. 7.5 is a lot of points, Nick. I'm going to go with Detroit here and hope they can move the football at Green Bay and hope there's no weather.
Yeah.
So
weather's always the situation. I don't think there's going to be any weather in Buffalo, but yeah, I don't know. This to me is just one of the shittiest games. I mean, two teams that perennially are usually supposed to be pretty good, and the Lions and the Packers, just have not had a great year. So it's a crapshoot, man. I don't know who to go here. I'm gonna take the Packers purely just because Aaron Rodgers, I think, can win and wins at home. And the Lions, whenever I pick them, they never seem to pan out. No matter if they're expected to win, if they're expected to lose, the Lions might be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I'm just going to rant on the Lions because TJ's not in the room right now.
How would you like to be?
And just kill.
Literally be a Detroit Lions fan, man. That has to be the most pain anywhere.
Because you had the 0-16 season, and then you have, had some life when they drafted Stafford and then Sue leaves. I mean, it's comparable to being a Rams fan. But now the Rams are good, and the Rams are going to go to the playoffs, and the Lions, well, they play indoors, and you think they should win at home. They still get their ass kicked even when they're at home. I mean, the Lions might be the worst team in the NFL.
as TJ walks in that room.
They might be. So we're still on Lions Green Bay. We all both took Falcons. I couldn't figure out how to read your picks on there. Well, I think Zach took the Falcons too. Your thoughts on Lions Green Bay?
Yeah, I'm taking Atlanta as well. Detroit at Green Bay. Green Bay, honestly, they showed last week after being a team that is out of the playoffs that Aaron Rodgers, I don't know, it's a thing for him where he wants to still win and he wants to score 30-plus points.
Yeah, he's just going to run up the score.
And Detroit's awful. So, yeah, I'll take the Pack. I mean, there's no reason not to at Lambeau. They want to finish out the season strong. And they want to show that they're a team that a head coach would love to go to because they still have Aaron Rodgers and he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So, yeah, I'll take Green Bay.
What's the line on that?
The line is 7.5 points.
7.5, yeah.
I almost called you Zach. I'm used to NFL with Zach.
This line says 8 on Green Bay now, so
I don't
think
care.
got it updated.
CBSSports.com.
I'll still take Green Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, I took the Lions, and
Sorry.
Zach's got Green Bay. Zach's always got Green Bay. He bleeds green.
He's at Detroit.
Hey, like I told you.
He has no faith in his team. That's smart. Riding the mind, not the heart.
You gotta love it.
That's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to gamble.
You're supposed to gamble that way.
Gamble with your head, not with your heart.
Dad and Zach go to Detroit and Green Bay. Sorry about that, boys. Got to take care of some grocery business.
The question
You gotta
is,
eat,
what did you need to get?
Well, she wanted to make sure we didn't double up on things because usually we always do that, where we have a dozen eggs already and then we get 18 more eggs, so we have 30 eggs, and it's just way too many eggs.
It's just not even close to Easter.
Right, exactly.
It's omelet night. It's just omelet night.
Yeah, it's just omelet night, exactly. So, so I had to figure that out. Sorry
Nick's
about that.
house.
We'll keep it on the show because that's the Brews on the Balcony way. I mean, we just keep whatever the fuck happens on outside world in the show.
That's right. Little taste of Brews.
Yeah. And then it's funny, too, because my wife, she sits there and she apologizes for calling me. I go, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. It's all part of it.
That was the best part of the show.
It's all a part of it.
Best part of the show.
Girls. So we move on. Are we on Carolina, New Orleans now?
Yeah, Carolina, New Orleans.
Okay, Carolina, New Orleans. New Orleans minus 7.5 points at home. They're sitting everybody. Carolina, this is not even close. I mean, I know Cam Newton's hurt. He's out for the rest of the year, too. But that Heineke guy they had last week, the backup quarterback,
out.
He sucked.
He's out, too.
He's out.
Okay, well, third-string quarterback. I'm still taking Carolina. You're taking out everybody that's good on New Orleans because they don't freaking care anymore. They got home field advantage. It's over. 7.5. Give me Carolina because.
Who's playing quarterback for New Orleans? Is it going to be that
Taysom Hill, maybe, I guess.
That kid's tough. I mean,
but he hasn't thrown a pass all year, really. I mean, he's thrown a couple. He's been a runner.
It's just student body right, student body left. Man, that dude can run.
Yeah.
So
this could be the most uninformed people on this NFL show because no one knows who's playing.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
They announced.
Sources. I haven't seen my sources yet. So.
Yeah.
They announced the other day that Rivera and the GM are staying, and I'm going, are you kidding me on this football team? Are you kidding me right now? They're keeping them, and nobody's playing for Carolina. So everybody's hurt. They got to make some changes on defense. Who knows? Who knows where to go here?
I'm changing my pick. I forgot the backup for the Saints is Teddy Bridgewater. I'm taking the Saints. I'm taking New Orleans. They'll play good. Teddy Bridgewater is the backup for New Orleans.
They'll
be in there.
They'll play well.
I wanted him. I want him with Hill. So screw it. Give me New Orleans.
I'm going Panthers here, purely because McCaffrey's just going to go on an absolute tear. Absolute tear.
All right.
And even though New Orleans, whoever they have at QB, whether it's Hill, whether it's Bridgewater, Kamara's not playing. Ingram's not playing. Michael Thomas not playing. Drew Brees not playing.
Half the defense probably would play.
Half the defense not playing, which means Christian McCaffrey as a pass catcher and as a rusher is one of the best in the league. I mean, he's the best dual threat running back in the league, in my opinion.
third-string quarterback, though.
When you're talking about the pass-catching running backs.
They should just put him in
Put him at quarterback, a wildcat the whole
put him
time.
in a wildcat.
Yeah.
Kamara's good. I don't know if you can classify Kamara as a pass-catching running back, though. It's like that Duke Johnson, where they're primarily used theoretic, where they're used as a pass catcher.
That's
only.
what McCaffrey does. That's why PPR is the best running back in the league.
Yeah, exactly. So give me the Lions.
He almost got me to victory
I still
this year.
think
Almost did.
Saints could still win the game, but give me the Lions.
All right.
Lions.
The Lions aren't
Panthers.
playing
Yeah, the
Saints, so
my brain is still on the other. This is why I don't do the show.
You're
that much.
lying.
I'm lying.
that's all right. You're lying. Carolina, New Orleans. So Zach, myself, Dad all have New Orleans. Nick has Carolina. Move on. Dallas at the G-Men. The Giants are minus 7.5 points.
You could say G-Man.
G-Men. That's what Berman used to say all the time. Yeah, this is tough. 7.5's a big number. I guess, is Dallas sitting there, guys, too? Because they can't go any higher, right?
Dallas is sitting everybody.
They have to be.
They got backup beer men in the damn thing.
I'm taking the Giants then. This is going to be totally different from any other NFL show we have because you
They got
just
backup
can't break it down.
cheerleaders.
Again, I'll go. Yeah, I'll take the Giants as well here, just because Saquon can run over them and
Because they have nothing.
Saquon can single-handedly.
They have nothing to lose.
Win this game and
so.
cover the spread for the G-Men.
Last year, Week 17, Elliott they were qualified for the playoffs. Elliott didn't even get on the damn airplane hardly. They're sitting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Giants moving the football, and Dallas
On the ground.
Dallas is sitting this one
Yeah.
out.
Zach says, forget you guys. I'm taking Dallas. We all take the Giants.
Good luck.
Again, this week's tough. You can't really pick much about
It's
it.
a
It's just
crapshoot.
you pick and good luck, bro.
You can't really give them any smack for
Yeah.
that.
No,
Yeah,
you just don't know what's going to happen. Philly at Washington, first 3 o'clock game, because Nick likes when I say the times.
325 actually.
Eagles are minus 6.5. And this is interesting because they do have something to play for.
-7 now.
It's less than a touchdown. Well, CBS Sports doesn't change, Nick. I don't know what to tell you. Philly is going to win this game.
line moves.
They need to win this game to have a chance at getting a playoff spot. Again, Foles magic, baby. He's still getting it
Nick.
done. Unbelievable. So I'm taking Philly minus 6.5. Washington has nothing to play for. They played okay enough last week to barely cover the spread against Tennessee. Tennessee's also a bad team. I still don't think they're good at all. But Philly needs to win. It's a must-win. They will cover the spread, and that's a for sure pick.
I can't argue with that. Philadelphia is going to be there. Nick, your namesake's going to roll. He's finally got another shot to bring them to the Super Bowl. But they need a little help, too. They got to win their football game, and they need some help. I think it's Minnesota. The Bears got to beat Minnesota, I think, is also what's got to happen there.
And Seattle has to lose, too? Isn't Seattle in there?
Not in that scenario, but it's probably another scenario. But I think all that has to happen here is Philly has to win, Minnesota has to lose, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyway, give me Philly for sure here. This is probably the hot game of the week.
Yeah. There are 3 things I like in life. One's ice cold beer, one's 12 hours of sleep, and one this guy's named Nick. And Nick Foles is going to get the job done. Even though Carson Wentz is my fantasy QB, who I won my fantasy league without
Hey,
him.
Nick, you didn't mention it 4 other times already.
I won my fantasy league without a starting quarterback.
Hey, Nick,
Congratulations.
Carson Wentz.
Hey, Nick,
Thank
you win your
you,
fantasy
thank
league,
you,
by the
thank
way?
you. I did, TJ. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. But Nick Foles magic, whatever you want to tell him, when Nick Foles gets in there in the playoffs and at the end of the season, he goes to work. And you saw it last year in the Super Bowl. This year, I think the Eagles get it done easy.
So there you go. Philly. And Zach did
Goes
not take
Washington.
Philly. He took Washington.
Either we're going to have a big week or Zach's
Oh,
gonna
no,
have
he
a
took
big
Philly.
week.
It snuck.
Okay, I was gonna
It
say.
snuck in there. He took Philly.
You can't read stuff.
I can't read. Yeah, reading stuff. Move on. So we got Cleveland at Baltimore as the Ravens are minus 5.5. I'm taking Cleveland in this one. Baltimore's still fighting for that whatever spot they're going to be in the playoffs, but Cleveland's got magic, baby. They got the swag of Baker Mayfield, who stared down his old coach Hugh Jackson, who after he got fired by the Browns was talking shit on him and the whole team. And the Browns got something special. They have a chance to have a winning record, which is unbelievable to think about when they had no wins last year. I'm going to take Bake and Cleveland Browns to cover this one.
Well, I'll tell you right now, who else would you rather have for a spoiler coming up against the former Cleveland Browns is the now Cleveland Browns. And like I say, they're rocking 5.5's a lot of points. We got a team that wants to play football, and the other team needs to win, but maybe in a position to slow down and rest some players if they get a lead or whatever. So I see Cleveland covering this game and maybe even winning it outright. There's a situation here too where I think it's
Cleveland.
Pittsburgh has to lose.
Cleveland needs to win, and Pittsburgh
can get in.
And Pittsburgh can get in if they beat the Bengals.
I thought there was one other team that had
There's
to lose.
something else
too.
that has to happen for Pittsburgh.
So,
too.
by the way, real quick, Seattle is in already. That's my fault. So it is between Minnesota and the Eagles for the last spot.
So tell me about what do you know about Pittsburgh?
So Pittsburgh right now is 8-6-1. The winner of Indy and Tennessee, whoever wins is going to be in, whoever loses is going to be out. So one of those two teams will be out. So that already claims the 5th spot. So then it's between Baltimore and the Steelers. If Baltimore loses, they go to 9-7. Pittsburgh wins, they go to 9-6-1. So they would get the spot. So yes, Nick is right. So it doesn't matter between Indy and
Steelers
and the Titans.
Steelers need to win, and the Steelers need the Browns.
They
to
need to root for
Oh
Cleveland.
wait, no, that's not true. There's a tiebreaker somewhere, I believe. Or no. Indy or Tennessee would fall to 9-7. Pittsburgh would be 9-6-1. So the tie helps them actually in that regard.
Yeah.
So they would, So regardless, Colts or Titans, whoever wins goes. Whoever loses is out. And it's between the Ravens and the Steelers for the last spot.
But if the Steelers lose, then the Ravens could. Oh no, because then it'd be 8-6-1. Got it.
Right.
So what time are these games? Are they all 3 o'clock?
So they moved Indy and Tennessee to the primetime game on Sunday night.
Okay. So what will Pittsburgh know, and when will they know it? Let's see. So Cleveland's got to win, and that's Cleveland's. What time is Cleveland game? Noon.
Cleveland game
There's
is that
their
noon,
scoreboard.
Yes.
Oh, no.
No, their
3
scoreboard.
o'clock, 3:25.
3:20. Both kick off at 3:25.
Oh, cool.
Cleveland Ravens
Good.
and Bengals Steelers kick off at 3:25. So there will be scoreboard watching.
So there's no noon thing that's going to change it.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
So are you taking Cleveland?
I am taking Cleveland. Yeah.
Yeah, going with Swagger Field all the way. He's something else this year. He's revitalized Cleveland, and even though they don't have anything to play for, still think he gets the job done. And boy, Cleveland Browns finishing with a winning season. Haven't heard that in about
Pretty crazy.
50 million years.
So us three going with Cleveland. Zach's going with Baltimore, though. He thinks they're going to get the job done with their backs against the wall. It is a home game for them, so that'll be a good one. Arizona at Seattle. Seattle minus 8.5 points. They're already in, so I think if it was any other team, I would probably take them plus 8.5, but it's the Cardinals. So I'm going to take Seattle just because they're at home, and I don't believe they can move up any. If I'm looking at the standings at the moment, they're 9-6. They could move up one more spot if Dallas loses. So Dallas, well, they're division winner. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter.
Right,
Doesn't
no.
matter.
So there you go. So, I mean, it's just tough. The Cardinals are so bad. The Cardinals are so bad. I got to take Seattle. I don't care if it doesn't mean anything.
There's problems on our football team, but when you have offensive line problems, those are huge problems, and you're not going to get over that. I don't care who's playing for Seattle. Give me Seattle minus 8.5 in another I don't care bowl.
Yep.
But,
a lot of them this week.
But
There are a lot of them this week.
I'm like you. There's no way I can put a nickel on Arizona. I know there's not even nickels involved here. It was a sweater that I can't even wear.
Right.
no, we're talking I'm for sure going Seahawks here too. There's no way. I don't think a chance in hell that Arizona wins this game, but ESPN's got that lineup. I know the line that JNC says, but it's minus 13.5 for Seahawks now. So that's you got to go Seahawks there.
By the way,
that might be a lock of the week there too.
For anybody out there right now that may be looking at DraftKings and all that, get in now with that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of cheapo lineups this week because a lot of the backups they might not be looking at. They might be saying, "Oh, well, if
some point value,
let's say Brady starts for New England, but then they bench him after the first quarter. If people put Brady in, they get 25% on Brady, then they lose those points."
The Panthers' third-string QB wasn't even in the ESPN system yet.
Really,
whoever it is, it's some guy I think they just signed, and it could be a Kurt Warner
pulled him out of a tavern.
Grocery bag,
Look out, man.
Grocery bagging deal here. Not they're going on and playing for a playoff spot or anything, but damn.
Still, man. That DraftKings thing will be interesting though this week with all the starters being out and everything. People might not be paying attention. It might go Saints heavy, and take Breeze and Ingram and Thomas, and then just everybody just gets 0 points. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of value play.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to give you a red dot if the guy's
Oh
not
hell
playing.
no, absolutely not. And they're still going to be worth some money. I mean, they'll make them less if DraftKings is being fair. They're going to make them less money than they usually are. But people still aren't that smart, and will probably take them. So this is what they'll do. They go, "Oh, Breeze is only 4,000. Well, are you shitting me?" And then they'll take him, even though he's not going to play.
Wow, that's an affordable price.
Yeah, they don't check their projections.
C.J. Anderson will be like 15,000.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
so there we go. We all have Seattle. Chargers at Denver, as the Broncos are plus 2.5 points at home. This one's tough because this one's not tough actually, because the Chargers and the Chiefs are tied, 11-4, and the winner takes the division. So this is a big game for the Chargers, and it's against a divisional opponent. I'm going to take LA all day. I'm shocked that Denver's only plus 2.5, but still going for that division crown and still going for, I believe, home field advantage for Los Angeles. So go Chargers in this one.
No, they need to get somewhere with this. LA all day. I like that scenario. Give me Rivers. Give me the Chargers. Denver's done. They're going to lose their coach, too. But what's his name?
Coach Vance Joseph.
Joseph, yeah.
Having
You
the
watch him now on the
time
screen.
of
You've heard the guy,
his
haven't you?
life.
Sergio Dip.
Oh, yeah.
If we don't have, we need audio.
You
Oh,
guys
I got
played
it.
that,
on
one time.
that
We
play.
played it one time. We'll
While
play it
you pick
again.
up the audio, I mean, 3 things I love, and it's the Chargers powder blue jerseys, Phillip Rivers, and the Chargers not being the other fucking Los Angeles team. That two will not be named. So give me the Chargers all the way. Denver, they're a good football team. Sometimes this year, not the case. So I think Los Angeles will take it and hopefully take that division too, because fuck the Chiefs.
Well, there you go.
Because fuck Chiefs.
I don't know. I think the Chargers should win it, but
Should.
I think they're the better team. I think they might be the best team in the AFC. Hot take.
Wow.
I think they may be the better team
Really?
in the AFC over everybody. I think a lot of teams have gaps. Brady's shown gaps. Kansas City's defense isn't that good. I don't know. Chargers could be
Saw
one of those
that.
people that you could sit there and go, all right, Super
I
Bowl
think
champs,
I think
can
the
see it."
Bills the best team in the AFC.
Beth, Coach, it's a pleasure to be with you guys here on the field from up close, just watching Coach Vance Joseph from here. You watch him now on the screen. This diversity in his background is helping him a lot tonight. Quarterback at Colorado, defensive back in the NFL, and here he is having the time of his life.
I mean, that's just
That's cool.
classic
That's cool.
sideline reporting there, ESPN. Fantastic stuff.
Yes,
all right.
It was.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
That was
There
fantastic.
he is.
He is
Oh
the
my
man.
gosh. So we all got the LA Chargers, correct?
LA Chargers.
LA Chargers all the way down the
LA
panel.
all day.
Go to Chicago and Minnesota, as Minnesota is minus 5.5 points. They need to win this game big time if they want to make the playoffs. They're fighting for the last spot against Philadelphia. Give me Minnesota in this one. I believe they will win the game. It's all about will they cover the spread, the 5.5. Against Chicago is always tough. But Chicago, there is a slight chance they can still get the number 2 seed, I believe. There's a slight chance. Didn't they beat the Rams, correct?
Yeah, they got a chance to get
Yep.
a little home field.
So if they win and the Rams lose, they could cover it. I just think Minnesota back against the wall at home, they'll be pulling out all the stops, and I think they will get it done. And 5.5 is tough spread, but I think they'll cover it.
This is one I wish, like the Rams game was at noon or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could really tell what the hell's going on
Yeah.
here, and then place that bet about 245.
Right.
So with this though, sight unseen, I think Minnesota's going to have enough. I think the Bears are going to end up either starting the game slow and resting people. I'm going to take Minnesota minus the points here because I need it.
Never get bet against the Bears defense yet this season. It hasn't done me wrong, so give me the Bears.
We are split down the middle. Zach and Nick, both with Chicago. Dad and I with Minnesota. That's another game to watch because I think Chicago's going to be pulling out all the stops to try to get the Rams situation. Like Dad said, if it was a different timing, you would know easily if Chicago's going to be playing or not. But Minnesota has to win.
Yeah.
They have to win the game. So it's going to be fun. Oakland at Kansas City. Kansas City minus 14.5 points. The reason they are is because they're still fighting for the number 1 spot in the AFC. They're still fighting for the AFC West. With the Chargers, they have to win. I'm going to take Oakland, though. 14.5 is a lot, and they have started to move the ball a lot more. They suck. I know they suck. They're going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft for a reason. But 14.5 points is a lot of points. And Kansas City's defense, even at home, they have not looked right. And they haven't looked right all season, but they have really not looked right the last couple of weeks. Give me Oakland. That's just way too many points.
I agree. I think Oakland's going to be able to put points on the board. How many? We don't know. But 14 to 20 points may do it, especially since, the fourth quarter that might be resting players. Who knows? You just got to win the football game. Kansas City's got to win the football game. We're the ones betting on the damn thing. They don't bet. They just win.
It'll be a higher scoring game for sure because Chiefs put up points. And again, after watching the Chiefs defense last week, I mean, we know they don't have a defense, and that's why they're going to lose in the playoff. And so, I'm going Raiders here as well. 14.5, that's too much. Over 2 touchdowns. I mean, you can't bet for that.
If I had to bet, I would not bet that out of all 4 of us, no one took Kansas City. But that's what happened. Everybody takes Oakland.
Wow.
Plus 14.5. That's a lot of points.
A lot of points,
A lot
man.
of
A lot
points.
of points.
Must-win game for Kansas City, though, if they want the number 1 pick, it seems like.
They'll still win, I think. They ain't winning by 14.5, though.
It'll be good. Because, honestly, too,
Maybe 10.
Isn't it if the Chargers win anyway, they'll cover it because they already beat
Right.
the Chiefs this year? Or
Yeah.
did the Chiefs beat them earlier in the year?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. Right now on the standings, Kansas City's on top of them, so I wonder if they're – what's the tiebreaker there? Because if they both beat each other –
Once, yeah.
I don't know where the standings go with that. Anyway,
Yep.
so pretty much looks like a must-win for them if they want to have a chance at the number 1 seed. Oakland for everybody on that one. San Francisco at the LA Rams. Second to last 325 game we have. The Rams are minus 9.5 points. No Gurley, I'm guessing. Probably no Goff. Or I should say there will be Goff, but again, no Gurley makes them a different team. But C.J. Anderson showed that they may not completely be true. The only thing that gets me here is that the Rams need to win to keep the number 2 spot, which is interesting because Chicago will be playing for it. Just because they have a little bit to play for, I'm going to take the Rams. San Francisco's a tough team, though, giving them 9.5 points lately and moving the ball very well. Even last week without Breida, they still held Chicago pretty good with that defense, and they moved the ball at the end. Wasn't enough. I'm still going to take L.A. in this one, even without Gurley. I'll call it an upset pick, technically.
Kyle Shanahan's got Frisco playing ball, and they've been out of it for a long time. And he's got these guys motivated and playing for the future. So I think Frisco's going to be solid. The Rams, I think Anderson's going to be running the ball on the ground, using the clock. It's going to be a closer game than you think. Give me Frisco plus the 9.5.
Yeah, I'm going to take Frisco here as well. Mainly because of the team that will not be named. Not only do they suck, but without some of their offensive pieces, I think they struggle a little bit. Their defense is still good, but I think Frisco will cover.
All right, so San Francisco for Dad and Nick. Zach and I have the Los Angeles Rams. Another split game. Should be fun. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh as the Steelers are minus 14.5 points. This is an absolute must-win for Pittsburgh, and they need help. They're going to be pulling out all the stops. But again, that 14.5 number is big for me, man. That's a big number. Cincinnati knows how to run the ball with Mixon from time to time. They can kind of maneuver at the right times and stay within at least 10. 14's a lot of points to give a Cincinnati team that has a running game. So give me Cincinnati only because of the point spread. Pittsburgh's going to be playing very well, but I think Cincy will stay close enough.
Yeah, Cincy likes to score first. And like you said, Mixon, he can make it happen for sure. Cincinnati plus the 14.5 is a solid pick here, even though Pittsburgh needs to win that football game. So give me Cincy.
Again, Steelers' offense hasn't shown me enough this year to warrant a 14.5 point victory. So I'm going to go Cincinnati here as well. Their offense doesn't usually look great, but I think it's a situation similar to Oakland where they'll put points up, probably still lose the game, but they'll put points on the board.
Cincy for us three. Zach, however, goes against us as he takes Pittsburgh minus 14.5. Final game of Week 17, final game of the regular season. It's the big one. Indianapolis, Tennessee. Winner goes to the playoffs. Loser goes home early. Tennessee minus 1.5 points. I got Indy all day. Andrew Luck has consistently proved me wrong this year. I talked so much shit on him early in the year, and because of his injury history and because of the way he's played even when he came back, he doesn't have that many weapons, and he makes them all look good. Indy's the better team. Indy should win this game and should easily, obviously, get the 1.5, just icing on the cake. Give me the Indianapolis Colts to clinch playoff spot on Sunday night.
Yeah, this is the pick of the week, and hats off to the network for making that switch because that's going to be fun watching that on Sunday night now because both teams need that game, so that'll be neat. Give me Indy there.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go Tennessee.
Ooh.
Purely just because I'm interested to see what Tennessee can do. You saw a spark from Derrick Henry a couple weeks ago with those 4 touchdowns, and if they can get their running game working, look out. Tennessee's always kind of one of those teams that gives you a lightning in the bottle once in a while, and Indy, again, is inconsistent. They have good weeks. They have really good weeks. They have really bad weeks. So what Indy team is going to show up? we'll wait and see what Tennessee team is going to show up. We'll have to wait and see as well. That's going to be a fun game on Sunday night.
So Nick has Tennessee, and the rest of us have Indianapolis. And that'll do it for our Week 17 picks. Our last regular season pick. I'm kind of sad, you guys. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sad for Nick. He never picks anyway. But
Yeah, I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated, man.
we go to locks before we wrap this one up. Zach has the Chargers minus 2.5 points, which I like that pick. It's a must-win for them. I'm going with Philly minus 6.5. Another must-win for them. They're playing Washington, who really just is awful. I mean, whatever quarterback they put in there, Philly, even on the road, should handle that enough to cover by a touchdown. I'm not even going opposite anymore because my opposite pick finally fell last week for the first
Yeah, I
time in
hate to
3
see
weeks.
that.
So I'm going back to my normal picks. I'm going Philly minus 6.5. Dad, what do you have?
I am liking the New York Football Giants at home. They're a home favorite minus the 7.5. Give me them for my lock for final Week 17.
Against Dallas, who's sitting everybody.
Against Dallas, who's sitting everybody. I'm taking the Seahawks. My lock of the week. No chance the Cardinals get that one.
Seahawks minus 8.5 for Nick. And finally, before we wrap this one up, Dad has his best 4 plays of the week again this year, 35-29.
35-29, boys. Let's finish strong here. I'll tell you what. They're killing me on this Rams under. I think that game's going under, but they brought the number all the way down to 48.5, so that's not going to happen. Oh, these are tough on the over-unders right now. I'm definitely taking Indianapolis, ladies and gentlemen, as one of my picks. I am going to go ahead and take the San Francisco 49ers plus the points. Let's also take Philadelphia as my favorite. And then we will go with the New York Football Giants as my 4th and final pick of the Pick 4 picks of the year.
All right, so you got the Giants minus 7.5. You got the Philadelphia Eagles minus 6.5. You got the Indianapolis Colts minus 1.5. And you have the San Francisco 49ers, which I lost their pick number.
9.5.
9.5 is
Against
where
the
they're
Lambs.
at. Getting 9.5 against the Lambs. And there you go. Best 4 plays of the week. Are you going to go ahead and change it up, I guess, in the playoffs and give us like best 2 or best 1 pick? Or what do you think?
We'll have some hot plays. It's
Hot
not going to be
Hot
4.
plays.
We'll call it hot plays.
Hot
and
plays.
Here's-
We'll have some over-unders, but I'd like to throw a couple parlays, a couple 2-teamers, maybe 3-teamers at you.
There you go.
I'm in on that.
So this will end the overall standings for Big Web for the picks for best 4 plays, but then he'll have hot picks. Hot picks of Big
Hot
Web.
picks.
That just sounds weird.
So if you win hot picks, you get hot chicks. So that's, it's just to help the audience out a little bit.
Yeah, and then you get cheese sticks and yeah.
Hey, think quick, Nick.
Rhyming words, great stuff. So guys, that'll do it. Once again, if you want to pick with us during the playoffs, you can always call in on our voicemail number 314-877-8597 at Balcony Brews Pod on all social media, as we are the brother podcast of Brews on the Balcony. Don't want to say sister because it's all dudes here. So brother podcast.
Yeah, it's
I just say it's part of the Brews on the Balcony podcast family.
Podcast family.
That's
there
what
you
I
go.
say. So there you go. Guys, thanks for listening as always. Good luck in Week 17. Again, we want to let you guys know that we will have the playoff brackets out pretty shortly after they have been decided on Sunday, and then you can start picking, and then we'll have the entire week for you to fill out your bracket, talk shit, tell us why you think this game will win, this game won't win, whatever the case may be. Send us your brackets. We'll post them on the social media accounts and also talk about them on next week's show. For Nick, for Zach Zook, for Big Web, I'm TJ Weber. We'll see you in Week 1 of the playoffs.